You have an examination tomorrow and you have wasted the previous day watching YouTube videos and playing games. With less than 24 hours to cover the vast syllabus of your important subject, what will you do to not only pass the subject but get a good grade? It is simple. You use Pareto's principle, or commonly known as 80-20 rule. This rule states that 80% of the output is generated by 20% of the inputs. Pareto's principle was discovered by an Italian economist, Vilfredo Pareto, in 1906. He noticed in his backyard that 20% of his pea pods generated 80% of good peas. Furthermore, he also observed that in Italy, 80% of the land was owned by just 20% of the population. If you notice, you can see this principle in your day-to-day life as well. You might wear 20% of your clothes 80% of the time, or 20% of the most reported software bugs cause 80% of the software crashes, or even in companies, 20% of the customers account for 80% of the total profits. Here, the reverse is also true. Our 80% of the efforts only generates 20% of the results. We all know how much time we spend on Netflix, games, and chatting, which is nothing but the effect of this principle. This is not a universal law or a mathematically correct principle. It can also mean 10% efforts results in 90% of outputs, or it can be 30-70 or even 40-60. The core concept to learn here is that you can get maximum results by concentrating on minority of tasks. Coming back to our example, your goal is to cover the most important aspects of the syllabus in the least amount of time. According to this principle, 20% of your syllabus will give the 80% of its value, while 80% of the syllabus will only give 20%. Let us say it takes 10 hours to complete the entire syllabus. By applying the Pareto's principle, you know that you can gain 80% of the information by studying only for 2 hours. Of course, you can go deeper and invest 8 more hours to gain the rest 20% of the information, but then you must decide, is it worth the investment? Pareto's principle can be applied to anything in the life. We just need to identify and prioritize those 20% of the things which will have maximum impact on our lives and nurture them to enjoy the rewards later. Also, we can cut back on the 80% of the things which waste our time and gives us only 20% of the results. There you go. That's the secret for achieving more by doing less. Let us know in the comments, how are you going to use this principle in your daily life and increase your productivity. Thank you for watching this video, and if you have learned something new, please share it with someone who needs to see this. Also, do not forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to be a part of this learning community.